cultural impact with implementation of AI. As Rasmus Kellis Nielsen, the director of the Reuters Institute for the Study of Journalism, once said that media diversity is not just about representation. It is about ensuring that AI do not amplify existing power imbalances. We need diverse voices and perspectives to shape the development of AI in media. This conference brings together scholars, academicians, and industry leaders from around the world to share their insights and expertise on the rapidly evolving media landscape. Before we start with the inaugural session, let us all seek the blessings of the Divine Goddess Saraswati through Saraswati Vandana. I would now request our student Shohini Devnath from BSc Graphics and Animation to kindly come up on the stage and help us to seek the blessings of Goddess Saraswati through Saraswati Vandana. Thank you so much, Saheli. That was indeed a mesmerizing performance, such a soothing song. And thank you for helping us to seek blessings of Goddess Saraswati for ICMC 3 in collaboration with our conference partners, Manipur University, American International University Bangladesh, HSC University Moscow, Russia, Global Media Education Council GMSC, and digital media partner EduGraph. Now, for the inaugural dance performance, I would request Shubarna to kindly come up on the stage and let us seek blessings of Lord Ganesha through your Ganesh Vandana.
वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। गणनायकाय गणदेवताय गणाध्यक्षाय धीमहि गुणशरीराय गुणमण्डिताय गुणेशानाय धीमहि गुणातीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि अनन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गणेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि गणेशाय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गणेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि गानचतुराय गानकाराय गानान्तरात्मने गानोत्सुकाय गानकर्ताय गानोत्सुकमनसे गुरुचिताय गुरुदैवताय गुरुकुलस्थायिने गुरुविक्रमाय गुह्यप्रवराय गुरवे गुरगुरवे क्षेत्रे गुरुदेवसदाध्याय गुरुपुत्र परित्राणे दण्डकाय गीतसाराय गीततत्त्वाय गीतगोत्राय धीमहि कृपाय चित्रपट्टाय जयप्रदाय धीमहि गुणातीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि गणदत्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि गणदत्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि
Performance by our student Shubha. The convener of this conference are Dr. Sharmila Kayal, Dr. Noveena Chakravorty, and Dr. Swati Agarwal. Now, I would request Dr. Noveena Chakravorty, Associate Professor, School of Media and Communication at Adamas University, to share a few words about this conference. Ma'am.
Namaskar. A very warm good morning and welcome to all the dignitaries, esteemed guests, scholars, practitioners, and my dear students. It is my great honor to welcome you to the International Conference on Media and Communication, ICMC 3, where we gather to explore the complex and the multifaceted relationship between media, diversity, culture, artificial intelligence. In today's increasing interconcerned world, media plays a pivotal role in shaping our perception, in today's increasing interconnected world, media plays a pivotal role in shaping our perception, influencing our attitude, reflection, our diverse culture. However, rapid evolution of media landscape, driven by technology advancement and shifting social norms, raise important questions about impact of media and our social cultural fabric. This conference brings together a diverse group of media solvers, scholars, researchers, practitioners to share their insight, practices, expertise to the complex intersection between media industry, media culture, and media diversity. We will explore topics such as representation of diversity in media, impact of media in social and cultural norms, and the role of media promoting inclusively advertising, film, print media, television media with the implementation of AI. Moreover, we will delve into the exciting and rapidly evolving field of artificial intelligence and its application in media and communication. We will examine the potential, benefit, and challenges of AI-powered media, and including issues related to biases, accountability, and transparency. Over the few days, we will exchange lively debates, discussion, and networking opportunities. We will hear the keynote speaker who are renowned experts in their own field, and will have the chance to present and discuss our own research and projects. Now we are entering into the Ghibli world. And our conference in the right time. Either we follow the train or accept the challenges of the train. On that note, I'm officially announcing the formal inaugural of Third International Conference of Media and Communication. I welcome you all once again. Thank you for being here, and stage goes to Ikshita. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for such a wonderful welcome address. Now we are honored to have with us our dignitaries. We have with us our Honourable Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Radha Tomai Goswami, sir. We also have with us dignitaries, which include a panel of experts, starting with Professor Dr. Santwan Chattopadhyay, Professor Adult and Continuing Education, Jadavpur University. Professor Dr. Debjyoti Chanda, Head Department of Mass Communication and Videography, Rabindra Bharati University. Dr. Smiti Padhi, Assistant Professor, Department of Journalism and Mass Communication, Fakir Mohan University, Balasore. And we also have with us Professor Niyaz Majumdar, sir, who is a professor from American International University, Bangladesh, who is also our conference partner. So, dear students, as you can understand, that this entire conference is going to be a huge learning process for you all, and I hope that you are all ready with your little notepads and pens to note down anything that is being said by our dignitaries, because everything that they say are going to be a life-changing thing for you. So now I would request our Honourable Vice Chancellor, sir, our Honourable Associate Dean, sir, Professor Dr. Debjyoti Chanda, sir, Professor Smiti Padhi Madam, and Professor Santwan Chattopadhyay, sir, to please come up on the stage for watering the plant. We will inaugurate the ceremony with watering the plant. I would also request Niyaz, sir, and all the conveners of this conference to kindly gather here for the watering the plant ceremony. I would request the volunteers to kindly help us with the watering the plant ceremony. Pratyusha Chowdhury is a student volunteer from Masters in Journalism and Mass Communication, and she is helping us with the watering the plant ceremony. This plant represents growth, and
Noveena ma'am, Sharmila ma'am.
Symbol towards the growth and academic excellence of all these students present here. It is all begin our journey towards growth and excellence with watering the plant. Such a wonderful moment, students. With the water given to the plant will gradually start growing. Thereby, this represents your growth towards the future. This conference will play a pivotal role in shaping your thoughts and thereby your growth towards your future.
নবীনা ম্যাম, আপনারা এইদিকে চলে আসুন।
Now,
দীপশিতা ম্যাম ক্যামেরার দিকে।
Thank you so much. I would request our Honourable Pro Vice Chancellor Sir, our Dean Sir, and Professor Dr. Debjyoti Chanda Sir, Professor Dr. Santwan Chattopadhyay Sir, and Professor Smiti Padhi to please take their seats on the stage. And Niyaz Sir, I would request, please Sir, please come up on the stage. Please. Dear students, those of you who are new to the campus, let me tell you that American International University has been an integral part of our MOUs and tie-ups. Previous year, we had a number of students who had come here to Adamas University's campus from the American International University in Bangladesh, and they have joined us for the Students Exchange Program. We had a lovely cultural exchange as well as exchange in terms of thoughts and knowledges. And this year, we are again privileged to have Sir with us in our campus. And we look forward to such cordial relationship with their university year on year. Now, I would request our Honourable Associate Dean Sir, Professor Dr. Akash Deep Muni, for the inaugural speech. Sir, please come on the stage.
Good morning, respected members on the dais, Honourable Pro Vice Chancellor Sir, and delegates and dignitaries, Santwan Sir, Niyaz Sir, Smiti Ma'am, Debjyoti Sir, and of course, my dear students. Students, today we are doing this conference, and while we do this conference, we means in the field of media and communication, we are experiencing a huge onslaught. I will not say change, and this conference is for you, my students. This conference is not for the professors. This will give us an insight what the media is going on in this country and this whole world. And today I want to break down the topic of discussion into several parts, because today's topic impacts 80 crore Indians. And when I say 80 crore, from 140 crore, 80 crore Indians are impacted. And I will speak on the data I have, only the hard facts. Today in this country, 80 crore people are online, as per the recent Wiki data. And while we speak upon media and impact of AI, I want to tell you an interesting factor. Today, the biggest magnitude of media in this country has gone out of the hands of Indians and gone in the hands of international. International mediums, I'll just tell you some figures. In 2023, digital media revenue was 68,000 crore, while TV had 71,000 crore. For the first time in the history of this country, the revenue of television has come down. I'm not talking about only news, I'm talking about digital entertainment, GC, general entertainment channels, music, film, everything. Digital has gone up from 68,000 to 80,000 crore, while television has come down from 71,000 to 66,000 crore. So, television is shrinking, my dear friends. And first of all, for the first time, this has grown some interesting conclusions. digital medium has for the first time surpassed TV. Indian controlled media, you all know, हम जानते हैं कि Indian media was controlled by Indians. Interestingly, Indian controlled media is now a miniature in front of Western controlled media. Like the YouTube reach has gone up to 80 crore, and I'll just tell you one interesting figure. 85% of digital content making is done on international platforms. And from the top 10 companies, digitally, only there are 2 companies who are Indian, Times Internet and News 18. All other companies are international. So while I was speaking to a cabinet minister 6 months back, so I said to him that why don't you introduce a privacy law, data protection law? And he said me कि भाई इंटरनेट इस देश का हमारे हाथ में नहीं है. And that's what researchers have to understand. That's what students and also faculty members have to understand. That the media in this country, specifically while the digital media surpassed the traditional media, it is not in our control. Because their servers are in America. उनके servers India में है ही नहीं. You say me that sir offices तो है, there are offices here. But I will tell you a fact. How many of you use Twitter? How many of you use Twitter? Okay. And how many of you use Grok as an AI? ChatGPT? Very nice, very nice. Let me tell you an interesting fact. Grok, ChatGPT, all these companies don't have an office in India. They don't have an office. Twitter had an office in India which was closed down recently after court case was slapped upon it. They don't have an office in India. That is why they can do anything. There are some facts I want to put on the table which I have collected. 7 companies are ruling the world digitally. The 7 companies are Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Alphabet, which is Google, Meta, and of course, NVIDIA and Berkshire. Berkshire is a company of Warren Buffett. Do you know what is the actual turnover of this company? The actual turnover of this digital companies is $16 trillion. Do you know that what is the Indian GDP? Bharat ki GDP kitni hai? How much? As per the recent official data, it is $3.8 trillion. So these 7 companies, interestingly, are ruling the digital media landscape, which is why now the Indian government is planning a Data Protection Act, which is under the PSC. Now, my biggest, while we talk today about AI, while Noveena ji was talking about Ghibli, while we talk about technological advancements, the interesting fact is that these technical advancements are not in our hands. The servers are in America, which is why today's topic of discussion is much more important. Is regarding media diversity. Let me tell you one pros and one cons, and I'll finish it in the next 2 minutes. I hope I have your ears, friends. Do I? 2 minutes more. Now the good news is AI has democratized content creation and of course digital, because media today is more on YouTube consumed, news is more on YouTube consumed rather than television. Tools like text to video generators, video synthesis, automated editing are lowering the barriers and letting anyone with an idea produce polished media content. So anybody can be a media content provider. मैं तो आपको interesting से fact बताऊँ. How many channels are there in this country? How many channels? कितने channels हैं? Can anybody tell me how many channels are there? TV channels. How many? There are 900 TV channels in this country. 450 are news channels. And only 4 news channels are making profit on TV. Every other news channel is making profit on digital only. So the metamorphosis, हम सोच रहे थे कि नहीं change आएगा, change हो चुका है. And which is why our topic is much more important. Now the bad news. Deepfakes, misinformation or propaganda at scale eroding trust in what we see and hear. While we talk about AI today, we don't know what is real and what is not. Friends, there's a big problem at our door. Our country is facing a big problem of privacy and of reality, which is not controlled by us, and which is why the new data protection law has fines ranging till 500 crore pehli baar. Still 500 crores. So friends, today while we don't know what we see and hear is true, we have gone past that phase of misinformation and disinformation, and we and our students and faculties are running a media literacy campaign. But now things have gone out of our hands with the incoming of AI, which is why today in this conference, while professors from Romania, professors from UK, USA, UAE, Bangladesh, professors from Northern India, Eastern India, Western India, Southern India participate. And we try to find out a solution through a scientific research with a big problem at hand. I must congratulate the conveners of this conference who have shaped the conference in such a way. This conference is not just a talk over. It is a mission to solve a big problem, which is why today I want to patiently hear voices from around the country and world regarding AI and media. And of course, students who might have questions can discuss the questions with the speakers later on after the panel. With these words, I will wrap it up and remember the question. If what we see is real on AI, let's find out through this conference. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I would request you to kindly stay back for the felicitation of the guests. So, to do the honors, I would request our Honourable Pro-Vice Chancellor, sir, Professor Niyaz Majumdar, sir, and our Honourable Associate Dean, sir, to kindly felicitate our guests of the conference. So, I would request our student Venosha Chowdhury to help in felicitating Professor Dr. Chattopadhyay, sir, Professor Jadavpur University, Chattopadhyay, sir. Opening of process began with a student volunteer who is helping us with it. I would request Pratyusha to help our dignitaries to felicitate Professor Dr. Debjyoti Chanda, sir, Head of the Department of Mass Communication and Photography, Rabindra Bharati University. I would request Swastika to kindly help in felicitating dignitary Dr. Smiti Padhi, Assistant Professor from Fakir Mohan University. Dr. Smiti Padhi, Assistant Professor from Department of Journalism and Mass Communication, Fakir Mohan University. I would request our students to kindly help in felicitating Professor Nias Majumdar from American International University, Bangladesh, who is our co-partner. But sir, you should get an tutorial, of course, as a token of appreciation for being there with us for such a long time. Let me tell you, our students, Nias sir had been a pivotal member of the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication at Adamas University. He was there with us, and thereby when he moved to Bangladesh, he's there in American International University of Bangladesh, but he did not forget us, and which is why he's one of the conference partners for our conference. I would request our student volunteers to kindly help the guests with their gifts. Now, may I please request our Honourable Pro Vice Chancellor Sir, Professor Dr. Radha Tomar Goswami Sir, to kindly say a few words. Thank you, sir.
Actually, after Dr. Muni's so elaborate speech, so I am thinking where I am putting my views. Anyway, distinguished guests on the dais, my esteemed colleagues from the School of Media and Communication, and obviously the students. I was actually wondering, I was telling the students just behind this pillar, they cannot see, they can listen. So if you can distribute in two sides would be better for them. Anyway, conference is on media diversity, social and cultural impact with implementation. Okay, of AI. Okay, that's why Dr. Muni has said many things on AI. So I am from the computer science and engineering. I am thinking how I can relate. Now see, what is the advantage or what is the main takeaway from any conference? First of all, your paper gets published. The student can work with the teacher and that paper gets published. This is number one. Number two, the networking. Networking means here I cannot say, I do not know whether any other students from or other faculty member joining from other institutions. They are joining. So that networking is very important. And the stalwart, those who are here, you can talk to them of the during lunch period, during any times, during of the times and after the inauguration, so that you get to know what are the advancement is there, where what are the different portfolios people are working. So you can also establish the connections while you will get teaching from your teacher, and teachers also will be, because this is an open world, like in this, any time, like our teachers after 30 years of teaching also, if I feel the saturated, that I know everything, it is very difficult, then I will finish. So every time I must be put my appetite clear, that yes, I must be hunger of knowledge. So that is the most important. That's why Professor from Jadavpur and others would agree on me that when any of the teachers after 70 years of, even you can think of our Honourable Vice Chancellor, till the day at night 2 o'clock till 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock is study. His hunger for the kind of a research and the education. He always called me at 2 o'clock in the night, what are doing, what are these things. So that is the beauty of education. In education, with the teachers, every time we need to teach. Whenever we are teaching, we need to study. Now coming back to, first of all, another advantage of your any conference now is important that you should copyright your work. That is very, very important. Like here, whatever the suppose of 50, 70 people are thinking, or some creation you are thinking, you can find out in India or abroad, there are 1 lakh, 2 lakh people are thinking on the same line. So if you do not protect your work, that is today also we do have another workshop is going on IPR, intellectual property right. So what is the intellectual property? Is a legal entity. Is a protection of your job. Job means your creation, your any kind of innovation, so that you can distribute it properly. This is the IPR. Now there are different variations of IPR. Patent is one there. Then you have trademark. Then you have copyright, trade design, industry design. These are all comes under IPR. So that is also very important. Whatever the novel thinking you are doing, you try to copyright it, you try to protect it. If you do not protect it, then your idea will be gone, you will not encash anywhere. Secondly, as Dr. Muni said about the AI, now this buzzword is moving here and there. Like she said about the Ghibli. This is a Japanese AI company, they have created, so the creator that is human image they can create. And many people have different kind of mindset. Many people said, commented that this is not my figure. Even my figure is also being put. I have seen, it's kind of a Monty character. It seems like in my old days. Now the concept is where you can put it into the AI in particular use, because this is the conference should aim into interdisciplinary work. We will be starting very soon courses on AI for all. It is not only for the computer science and engineering, right? It is the media, it is for the arts, everywhere we put forward why AI is required, and you have to identify how much you want to establish. You can through AI, you can do many things, because what is AI? The complex data. You require a huge amount of data, as Dr. Muni pointed out in the social media, you have a huge amount of that to be channelized in proper way. That is AI. Because you have to do a human cannot think that beyond it can be think, but it must be, because AI has a different kind of arm. The machine learning is also there, pattern recognition, these are all interrelated. So exactly you need to know in the media and communication how much AI is required. So that as one advancement of your science you need to understand, and you need to your apply. Then only this kind of your advancement of AI you can know. Definitely science is good. Science, you need to know the science, but applications you must know. Otherwise, it will be a wastage. I feel during these 2 days of deliberation, you will get to know certain things. You take away many things, and must think you should make your mind open, so that whatever the speakers, the stalwart people are saying, you should capture. You can talk to them off the conference, and then you can implement in your study. I wish the program a grand success. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Such kind words from sir, where sir had rightly pointed out that the day we feel that we know everything, we are finished. So students, you all can understand, being the Vice Chancellor of this university, when sir can say this, me and you, we are literally nothing in front of that. So every day is a day where we need to learn, because the entire media dynamics is changing. It's rapidly changing over time, and thereby with AI, it's changing more. So without a further ado, let me now call upon stage Professor Dr. Chattopadhyay, Professor, Department of Adult Continuing Education and Extension, Jadavpur University, Kolkata. The specialization of Sir includes a wide range of concepts from journalism and mass communication, including theoretical framework of mass communication, public relations, political communication, and continuing education, and many more. So, sir, I would request you to please say a few words to our students.
Very good morning to all. Honourable Chancellor Sir, Professor Muni, dignitaries and the dais, my enthusiastic colleagues of the School of Media and Communication, and of course my dear students. Now, in the month of, it's known to all, in the month of November 2022, the launch of the most talked about artificial intelligence tool, ChatGPT. And before that, internet and automation have slowly been taking determining place in human civilization. But with the advent of AI, this force seems to have accelerated to wave of smart technological operations. Like most other industries, media and communication have also been greatly impacted by AI. It has not only altered human interaction with various communication tools, but most importantly, it also has generated new tools for human communication. The AI is powering the shift from one-size-fits-all content to personalization of content tailored to bring forth unique user experience. Smart algorithms are detecting user mood, behaviors, and interaction patterns to cater news feeds, videos, news contents, and even advertisements that suits to consumer satisfaction. But for the technological determinists, the necessity of using technology is to gain competitive edge, which in present setup is bound to have exploitative tendencies. Once Karl Marx said, technology is a weapon that opened up new opportunities for exploitation. But in today's world, the society is actually being divided into netocracy and consumptoriate. Netocracy is a new elite class whose power is rooted in technology. And consumptoriate basically are the underclass who actually consume technology produced by the netocracy. In the determinist frame, AI will create new ways for the netocracy to pacify the consumers. It is just like let's Netflix and chill. The theme of today's seminar, which attracted the most, has focused on media diversity and in the context of AI. It has not only focused on media diversity, but it has further hinted to the alternative of the fatalistic determinism or fetishism. In fetishism, we actually embrace anything without questioning. But whenever the theme of the seminar has been focused to diversity, I think it has actually hinted towards the alternative. And to me, the alternative of determinism or fetishism is nothing but possibilism. Possibilism is a word which actually introspect into the opportunities present within the surroundings. Therefore, speaks about, I think, the theme of today's seminar actually speaks about pluralistic possibilities. Scholastic interventions on the ethical framework of AI-aided communication would also be helpful to look at the AI as an immense possibility instead of embracing it in determinist manner, as Professor Muni actually was focusing at the last part of his address. And this kind of seminars, discussion is always helpful to understand this kind of upcoming and new things. And last but not the least, I hope the good proceeding of the entire seminar will be published and it will be a really regular to introspect into this new area. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words. And now I would like to call Professor Dr. Debjyoti Chanda, Professor and Head Department of Mass Communication and Videography, Rabindra Bharati University, Kolkata. Sir has been a newsreader of English, Doordarshan News Kolkata in his earlier days, and Sir has also served in the International Information Services. So you can understand, students, how much knowledge Sir has from the industry as well as from academia. So I welcome you, Sir, on the stage.
Honourable Vice Chancellor, sir, my respected colleagues on the dais and in front, and my dear students. I generally speak extempore, but I thought that this is a very technical area and there are a lot of things to say, and time given is small, so I prepared a speech which I'm going to read out. The advent of artificial intelligence has revolutionized industries ranging from healthcare to finance, and journalism is no exception. As media organizations grapple with the demands of the digital age, 24/7 news cycles, shrinking attention spans, and the need for hyper-personalized content, AI has emerged as a transformational force. From automatic routine tasks to enhancing editorial decision-making, AI is reshaping newsrooms, redefining content creation, and challenging traditional norms. While its integration offers unprecedented efficiency and innovation, it also raises ethical, creative, and professional dilemmas. I shall explore AI's impact on journalism, focusing on its role in newsroom operations, editorial processes, and content generation, while concluding with insights into the future of the industry in an AI-driven world. The modern newsroom is a hub of digital innovation, and AI has become a silent collaborator. One of the most significant contributions of AI lies in automatic, repetitive tasks, freeing journalists to focus on in-depth reporting. For instance, the Associated Press partnered with Automated Insights Wordsmith platform in 2014 to automate corporate earning reports. What once took hours of manual labor is now accomplished in minutes, with AI generating thousands of quarterly earnings stories annually. This shift allowed AP to expand its coverage from 300 to 4,000 companies, demonstrating how AI scales output without compromising accuracy. AI also aids in data analysis, a critical component of investigative journalism. Reuters' Lens Insight, launched in 2018, analyzes vast data sets to identify trends, suggest story angles, and even draft simple sentences. Journalists can then build on these insights, dedicating their time to contextualizing data rather than crunching numbers. Similarly, the UK's Reporters in Data and Robots, RADA project, combines AI with human oversight to produce localized news stories on public health and crime, ensuring underserved communities receive relevant coverage. However, the integration of AI in newsroom has sparked concerns about job displacement. Critics argue that automation could render roles like copy editors or entry-level reporters obsolete. Yet, proponents counter that AI merely shifts responsibilities, allowing journalists to prioritize creativity and critical thinking. For example, the New York Times uses AI-powered tools like Moderator to filter reader comments, a task that previously consumed hours of human labor. The reallocation of resources underscores AI's role as an enhancer, not a replacement of human talent. That is one argument. AI and editorial decision-making, from algorithm to ethics. Editorial judgment, long considered the bastion of human expertise, is increasingly influenced by AI today. Algorithms now analyze reader engagement metrics to recommend topics, optimize headlines, and predict viral content. The Washington Post's Heliograph, developed in 2016 Rio Olympics and US elections, exemplifies this shift. The tool generated real-time updates on medal counts and election results, enabling editors to focus on analytical pieces while AI handled breaking news. By 2020, Heliograph has produced over 850 articles showcasing its capacity to complement human efforts. Personalization is another frontier. Platforms like Netflix and Spotify have set consumer expectations for tailored content. We are talking today of tailored content, and news organizations are following suit. AI-driven recommendation engines, such as those used by The Guardian and Bloomberg, curate articles. They are curating articles based on users' browsing histories, fostering loyalty, but making echo chambers. Editors now face a dual challenge of leveraging AI for engagement while ensuring diverse viewpoints are represented. Everything is becoming the same. Diverse viewpoints today are not being represented because AI is not the human mind. Critical concerns loom large. Algorithms trained on historical data may perpetuate biases, such as favoring sensationalist headlines or marginalizing certain voices. In 2020, an MIT study revealed that AI models trained on news articles often amplify racial stereotypes. Consequently, editors must scrutinize AI suggestions, blending algorithms, efficiency, and human empathy. The result is a hybrid model where AI informs decisions but does not dictate them, preserving the integrity of journalistic standards. AI-driven content creation, innovation, and accountability. Accountability is very, very important. Content creation, the lifeblood of journalism, has undergone a paradigm shift with AI. Natural language generation, NLG tools like OpenAI GPT-3 and Google BERT can draft articles, translate languages, and even mimic writing styles. Bloomberg's system converts financial data into coherent news stories within seconds, while sports outlets like ESPN use AI to generate match summaries. These tools excel in structured environments, financial reports, weather updates, sports scores, where data is abundant and narrative are drawn. Interactive content is another innovation. Chatbots and virtual assistants engage authority in dynamic way, audiences in dynamic ways. During the 2020 US elections, The Guardian launched a chat GPT that provided personalized voting information, while Reuters experimented with generated podcasts. Such tools democratize access to information, catering to audiences who prefer bite-sized on-demand content, small bite-sized on-demand content. Yet, AI-generated content causes ethical questions. Very importantly, it is causing ethical questions. In 2023, CNET faced backlash after directly publishing AI-written articles riddled with errors, prompting debates about transparency and accountability. Therefore, as a result today, Financial Times now mandate AI disclosure clauses, ensuring readers know when algorithms are contributing to content. They are looking for it. The future of journalism. We are talking about symbiosis or substitution. Where? So, hyper-personalization and audience engagement is another area. People, if you know that this person is adept and good and interested in something, then AI could enable real-time news customization where articles adopt to individual preferences mid-read. Imagine a climate change report that adjusts its depth based on a reader's scientific literacy. If the person understands that he's scientifically literate, then he's changing the story while the person is reading that story. However, that risks fragmented public discourse and users-enabled information sites. Then conducting misinformation, we talked about this, new roles. Today, we are looking for new roles for the journalists in a very AI-driven atmosphere. As AI handles routine tasks, journalists may concentrate today into data analysis, AI trainers or ethics auditors. Collaborative journalism, where humans and AI co-create content, could become the norm. We are talking about what? Collaborative journalism, where AI and journalists co-create content, which becomes the norm. Then we talked about ethical and regulatory frontiers, and of course, AI has what we just now, Muni sir was telling, global reach and accessibility. Therefore, definitely that has increased. Artificial intelligence has irrevocably altered the landscape of journalism, transforming newsrooms into tech-augmented spaces, refining editorial processes, and engaging content creation. While challenges like bias, job displacement, and ethical dilemmas persist, the opportunities for innovation, of course, for innovation are boundless. The future promise a hybrid model where AI handles the mechanistic aspects of journalism, allowing humans to focus on investigative rigor, creative expression, and ethical stewardship. In this evolving ecosystem, the core values of journalism, truth, accountability, and public service must remain paramount, guided by human hands, even when they are powered by artificial minds. As I stop here, let me just 2 words before I end. See, imagine you are a journalist working on international relations. Think of it. One election has changed the entire landscape of international relations, the election of President Trump. $300 billion of worth of armaments were sold to Ukraine by the Biden administration. Trump came to power. Within 7 days, we saw his foreign minister and the Russian foreign minister sitting in the Saudi Arabian capital Riyadh, minus Ukraine, and doing deals and finishing the war. Now, AI cannot understand. It is not reading the lines. AI can't read between the lines. Therefore, technology is important, but of course, the human brain is much more important. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And I would remember this line that you have said, that it's not about reading the lines, it's about reading between the lines. And I think the students, like, you are mature enough to understand. And, as I was saying, that you will have a lot of takeaways when you are back home. So, keep on, noting these points as highlighted by Professor Chattopadhyay sir and Professor Debjyoti Chanda sir. And thereby, I would also like to call upon stage Dr. Smiti Padhi, who is the Senior Assistant Professor in Department of Journalism and Mass Communication at Fakir Mohan University, Balasore. Ma'am serves as Assistant Editor of the bilingual research journal Communication Today and is the author of Traditional Folk Media in India, widely read by scholars. So, ma'am, I would request you to kindly address our students.
So much, Sitaman. A very warm good morning to everyone present over here. Chancellor and Vice Chancellor of Adamas University in absentia, Pro-Vice Chancellor, Adamas University, Professor Chattopadhyay, Debjyoti Chanda, Professor Debjyoti, and Sir, and students, Dr. Akash Noveena ma'am, Swati ma'am, Sharmila ma'am, and I congratulate you for organizing such a wonderful conference at the outset. And as Dr. Akash said, that this conference is for the students. And the earlier speakers have given very elaborative deliberation, elaborated on different points and how we have progressed with AI beside us. So I will start putting few reports and then I will come to two questions for all of you. So the report of Globe Newswire says that global AI in media and entertainment market was valued at approx $17.99 billion in 2023 and should reach $135.99 billion by 2032, growing at a compound annual rate of 25.26%. At the same time, the report of Statista says that on the basis of 2024 Global Survey of Marketing and Media Leaders, 42% of them use AI tools daily, on a daily basis, for generating content. And 40% of them utilize AI solutions for social media content creation. Again, report of Global News Wire says that AI in social media market was valued at $2.4 billion in 2023 and it's going to reach $8.1 billion by 2030. So you can imagine the rate with which more and more content generation is being done by the help of AI. McKinsey and Company's report again states that in the early 2024, 71% of organizations regularly used AI in at least one of their business functions. We all are aware of the AI-powered tools, and how it is helping in generation of content and writing news and articles and creating even realistic synthetic content is being created by the help of AI. It is also it remembers the watch history and it gives out personalized content. We all know suggestions on Netflix. We all are aware of the kind of content we watch. We are repeatedly, suggested those kind of movies, those kind of series. So Sensei, Runway, these are helping in color correction, video editing. Descript is again, it is helping in automatic captioning. Chatbots are reality today. Fact checking is also being done with the help of AI. We have AI generated content, which influencers are, increasing their followers solely based on AI generated content. Also, there are certain pages like that. We have seen in the past, in very recent past, how HT Media partnered with the Google News initiative for AI-powered newsroom. We have seen customization of content across different digital platforms of our, media. So India's first regional AI news anchor, we all know, OTV's Lisa. I come from Odisha, and OTV is a regional channel. That's an Odia news channel. We saw how Lisa, the robot, it presented news and it can speak multiple languages. And DD Kisan also has Krish and Bhumi, both AI powered anchors. Algorithm trained on Western data sets will not bring up stories and content customized to Indian culture and diversity. I was just going through. In India, we have more than 121 languages, except for the official languages. We have these 121 languages and so many dialects and so much of diversity. So this brings us to this question that we are deliberating today. That with AI-powered content generation, with AI-driven technology, how much of this diversity is going to remain with us? And how much of homogenized we are going to, become. So two questions for all of you. I hope I'm not boring you with what I'm saying. Am I boring you? बहुत धीमे आवाज में दो चार लोगों ने नो बोला, इसका मतलब बोर हो रहे हैं क्या आप लोग? देखिए सॉल्यूशन की बात है और किसी ने कहा है कि कर्म में अगर सच्चाई हो तो कर्म कभी भी निष्फल नहीं होगा, जरूर सफल होगा। तो यहाँ यही हम कोशिश कर रहे हैं जानने की किसका सोल्यूशन क्या है। भाई AI इज पार्ट ऑफ आवर लाइव्स नाउ, वी कैन नॉट थ्रो इट अवे। कितने लोग हैं जो सुबह उठते हैं तो सबसे पहले मोबाइल लेके वॉशरूम चले जाते हैं? बहुत लोग होंगे, भले हाथ ऊपर करें ना करें। दो ऑनेस्ट रिप्लाई आया, हम सभी करते हैं। आज भी सुबह Akash, if I can have the liberty to call him by his first name, he is my classmate and we have studied our entire education from standard 3 to PhDs. When together we have studied. So Akash told me to send a brief bio of mine. तो मैं खाना खा रही थी तो मैंने सोचा क्या करूं। So कहीं एक पुराना था, उसमें कुछ थोड़ा सा एडिट करके ask the AI to rewrite it in a beautiful manner. So चाहे ना चाहे, to make our lives easier, to make our task easier, we are using AI. कितने लोग हैं कि अगर नवीना मैम ने टास्क दिया कि हिस्ट्री ऑफ टेलीविजन लिख के लाइए तो चैट जीपीटी का हेल्प नहीं लेंगे? हाथ ऊपर करिए। सभी लेंगे, किसी ने हाथ ऊपर नहीं किया। इसलिए मैंने थोड़ा ट्रिकी क्वेश्चन पूछा कि कितने लोग हेल्प नहीं लेंगे। सी एवरीवन इज गोइंग टू टेक द हेल्प। अगर इसी सवाल को थोड़ा मतलब चेंज कर दूं, यू हैव हैड अ ह्यूज फाइट विद योर लव्ड वन। अभी आपको चिट्ठी लिखना है तभी वो इंसान मानेगा, तो आप AI का हेल्प लेंगे या खुद लिखेंगे? भाई क्यों? कोई बताए? कम ऑन, प्लीज बी पार्टिसिपेटिव। सर ने कहा है स्टूडेंट्स के लिए है ये। तो आपकी अगर इतनी बड़ी फाइट हो गई है और वो लेटर से ही सॉल्व होगा, तो वो लेटर AI क्यों नहीं आप ये टास्क देंगे कि लेटर जो है वो AI लिख दे? और हो सकता है वो लेटर से वो कन्विंस ना हो, बात और बिगड़ जाए, बिल्कुल ब्रेकअप हो जाए। तो आप चांस नहीं लेंगे क्योंकि इमोशंस का सवाल है। तो आपका वो जो इमोशन है ना, वो AI नहीं समझ पाएगा इतने डिटेल में। तो नाउ आई वाज टॉकिंग अबाउट द डायलेक्ट एंड लैंग्वेजेस। एंड अगर पानी पूरी आपने खाया है तो उसका अनुभव AI तो नहीं लिख सकता ना। तो दैट इज वेयर होमोजेनाइज्ड कंटेंट की बात हम कर रहे हैं। तो जहां इमोशंस की बात है, जहां इतने सारे डायलेक्ट्स की बात है, डाइवर्सिटी की बात है, like the country we are living in, like the state we are living in, with so many languages, so many cultures, so many things going on in our lives, we cannot leave all the things to AI. But having said that, Professor Goswami had said that the solution is in how much. The solution how much में है। जो रोबोट, जब कंप्यूटर्स नया आया था ना हमारे लाइफ में, तो सबने कहा था कि भाई अब ह्यूमन बीइंग्स आर नॉट गोइंग टू बी रिक्रूटेड एनीमोर, सब काम तो वो कंप्यूटर्स ही कर देंगे। बट आज भी एडम्स यूनिवर्सिटी में पीपल आर गेटिंग रिक्रूटेड एंड पीपल आर वर्किंग, isn't it? So robots and computers and AI can never replace human beings, but then we have to use the technology rather than letting the technology make the use of us. We should not be dancing to the tunes of technology. Rather, we should know how much, in what ways, when and where this technology should be used. So with these questions, I leave the audience here. I hope that this conference is a success, and in the coming sessions we deliberate even on more important topics and come up with probable answers and solutions. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Professor Dr. Suranjan, sir. Sir, it is our extreme pleasure to have you here with us. So, please take your seat on the dais. So, sir, today we have with us Professor Dr. Santwan, who is Professor Adult Continuing Education, Jadavpur University. Professor Dr. Debjyoti Chanda, Head Department of Mass Communication and Videography, Rabindra Bharati University. Dr. Smiti Padhi, Assistant Professor, Department of Journalism and Mass Communication, Fakir Mohan University, Balasore. And Professor Niyaz Majumdar, who is the Professor from American International University, Bangladesh. Thank you so much, sir, for gracing our occasion. If you permit, I would request you to kindly address the August gathering and share a few words with our students, sir, please.
Good afternoon. Could I first say a very big thank you to the department, especially to your dynamic associate team or our team, not associate team. Anyway, the most important is Professor Muni for enabling me to be here and be a part of a process which seeks to unravel the various facets of a problematic which is certainly crucial not only for mass media but of the entire society. I've always found this department very, very energetic and taking lead in many of the academic, curricular and co-curricular activities. And on my own behalf and on behalf of the entire administration, congratulate the department for taking the right initiatives at the right time. It is also indeed a pleasure for me to welcome amongst us my old colleague from Jadavpur University, my friend and colleague from Rabindra Bharati University, and our distinguished guests from Bhopal University. I don't take much of your time because I'm sure that already you have discussed the various aspects of the importance of AI in mass media. I think that is the main theme of the seminar. Now, AI is a disruptive force. There's no doubt about it. But it's also true in world history. What appears at one particular historical conjuncture as a disruptive force can also become an inevitable and constructive force at the other historical conjunctures. And I view the AI in this context. When, for example, the computer came, all of us are very, very afraid in various ways. But ultimately it has become a part of the life. And I'm sure AI will also be a process like that. Having said that, it is also important that we should dissect the various aspects, various ways in which AI is impacting the mass media. And as with any new process, there is a part of the process which is advantageous, which is constructive, which is facilitative, and the other part of the process which can be truly disruptive. This was also the time, this is also the experience when the computer came, and still now when we use a computer we need to be aware of certain disadvantages of being completely reliant on a computer. And I think we need to approach the AI also from that perspective. I am not an expert in mass media, but as a member of the civil society, and the way in which any member of the civil society becomes exposed to the various dimensions of mass media, one can highlight at one go some of the basic advantages that AI have already brought into mass media. For example, in terms of content creation and personalization, AI can be of very great help. We did not sit down with scissors, we did not sit down with pen and pencil, we did not spend time in the library to prepare what is called the content writing. AI can help us in various ways. AI has also helped the mass media in terms of automation. I did not explicate that. AI has also enlarged the user engagement in various ways. When we were students, the first thing that we did after we got up having the breakfast was to read a newspaper. For some, like us, statesman would have been the first choice. It is no longer the first choice now, unfortunately. For others, it could be Amritavada Putrika or Anandavada Putrika. But newspaper was a staple, fundamental staple for our exposure to the world, so far the print media was concerned. Then came the TV, and I know many of my friends, instead of reading the newspaper, switch on the TV to get the latest news. And now with the AI, you need not even read the newspaper or go to the TV, but you can use your mobile to get the latest data, to get the latest happenings, to get the latest news and information. So, along with AI, there has been enhanced user engagement. There is no doubt about it. AI has also increased efficiency in terms of data gathering and data analysis. To give a simple example, when we started doing our research, we had to spend months to prepare a bibliography for a particular work for a particular article that we need to write. Today, at the click of the mouse, you can get that bibliography. If you want to gather data of a particular process, you can gather the data not by physically going to the library, but by using the AI. So the sources of data gathering, sources of data analysis have fundamentally widened as a result of AI. The other way in which I think AI is helping the mass media is in terms of improving accessibility. In our younger days, in our adolescent days, in the days when we joined the profession, a member of the mass media had actually to go to the place of incident to gather the report. I still remember that when I served Calcutta University and later Jadavpur University, there were a lot of media friends who at the end of the day would definitely call me to share a story. That was the first thing that struck me. Do the newspaper people only write stories? Don't they really write the right news? Why do you use the story? That was the fundamental difference between the reporter of our young days and the reporter of the present day, and the day when I became associated with administration and had to confront the reporters. They were interested in stories. And that story, nowadays, many of the reporters can sit at the desk and create the story, whether right or wrong, whether true or false. So accessibility has increased. But if these are the positive ways in which mass media is helping, we need also to be aware of some of the dangers that the exposure of mass media to AI have become apparent. I didn't know this term only till 4, 5, 6 months back, 4, 5 years back. The term was the deep fakes. That term was not in use when we were students or when we became teachers. Now, deep fakes is a vocabulary which is in common use, it's a term which has made a forceful entry into our modern discourse. And what is this deep fake? Misinformation. AI can be used to make a person's presence in a way where he had not been present. AI can put words into my mouth, the words which I have not uttered. AI can use its techniques to present a particular event in a way that I like, but although that event would not have happened in that way. When President Trump was being impeached, when President Trump was being put into trial, there were all these videos where Trump was shown to be handcuffed, but later on it was proved that it was completely wrong. And there are numerous examples of non-portrayal of what had really happened all over the world. This AI has facilitated. During the non-AI days, this was not possible. So we need to be very, very careful about misinformation and deepfakes that come along with the AI. And sometimes it becomes very, very difficult to distinguish between AI-generated news and the real news. How do we cope with it? I think it's up to these experts in mass media to develop counterfactual tools, or what we call corroborative tools, to ensure that what they what the AI is proposing, whether that is correct or not. A whole range of studies have also shown that AI-dominated mass media can promote bias and echo chambers. The other day I was reading reading an article which showed that the level of racism in the United States of America has considerably increased once AI became an essential ingredient of mass media. Because all sorts of biases, all sorts of stereotypes, which normally in a non-AI age would have been difficult to disseminate, can be easily disseminated. And therefore there is a whole range of scholarly articles which show that racism, hatred, personal animosity has considerably increased along with the increasing use of AI in the mass media. So we need to be very, very aware of that. Then there is a question of ethical and legal concerns. The issue of copyright is of fundamental importance when we use AI. How to ensure that the copyright is not being violated? How do you ensure that the basic ethical values are being protected as a result of the AI? Because beyond a certain point, AI can act in a way which you cannot control. Some of you must be aware of the very strong criticisms of the use of AI that is coming from a very prominent academic called Harari. And he is showing how the entire thing can be distorted as a result of exclusive use of AI for media information. I just give you one example from my personal experience. I am very, very against the use of AI in a dependent way. I am very, very against the use of chatbots in a dependent way. Once I was going to attend a seminar on the use of AI and ChatGPT. So on the way, I opened the chat box portal and typed my name. And what came out was astonishing. I was presented as a former captain of the Indian Army. It was not wrong because the former captain of the Indian Air Force, because there was a very famous captain of the Indian Air Force whose name really was Suranjan. You know, chatbots depends on algorithms. If someone starts that algorithm, and then it came out as if I was a dead person, a former captain of the Indian Air Force. Then I typed in Suranjan Das historian. Then it came, Suranjan Das is a historian who specializes in ancient Indian history. I have never specialized in ancient Indian history. So these are the things that will happen. Because everything depends on algorithms. And everything depends on prompting. Prompting is becoming very, very important now. So if you prompt in a correct way, AI will give you one sort of information. If by mistake you prompt in a different way, in a wrong way, AI can land you in a complete set of difficulties. So the legal concern is there. The loss of authenticity is, danger of the loss of authenticity is there. So all these things need to be taken into consideration. And I personally believe This is even true in the case of computer, that excessive dependence on either computer or AI can destroy creativity, can hamper creativity. It is true for scholars, it is true for mass media people. And there are enough analysis to show the same incident is very often presented in a homogeneous manner, because everybody picks up the reporting of the incident from the AI. So there is a tendency of imposing homogeneous value system. There is a tendency of imposing a homogeneous reading system. There is a tendency of imposing a homogeneous way of thinking and looking at a particular event if we become completely dependent on AI. So I conclude that in using AI, as in the use of computer, we need to strike a balance. Strike a balance where we embrace modernity, we embrace the use of machines, we embrace the use of new technology, because that gives you certain leverage. But we have to use it in such a way that it does not destroy our creativity, that it does not impinge on ethics, that it does not lead us to the homogenization of a particular value system or homogenization of a particular way of looking at things. But we should use it in such a way that it gives a new and alternative mode of gathering knowledge and expression. But we should not be dependent on it. That is why in modern discourses, people are speaking of traditional modernity. When we were young, we spoke of only modernity. Old age is coming down, new age is coming. There's a famous English poem which says that we have to wring out the old and bring in the new. But now we are no longer thinking of completely wringing out the old and completely bringing in the new. But we are now thinking of striking a balance between tradition and modernity. Therefore, instead of modernity, people are speaking of traditional modernity. And I think the same paradigm should be used when we use AI for media. Yes, we embrace modernity, we take the advantage, but not at the sake of completely ignoring tradition. That should be the way out. There are a lot of people are saying that as a result of AI, a lot of jobs will be lost. That's only one way, but it's also true that jobs will be relocated. When computer came, we were all afraid, but it has been relocated. So I'm not afraid of that. What I'm afraid of, unrestricted use of AI destroys your creativity, destroys your value system, destroys your ethics, destroys a way of looking at a particular thing in a multiple way, in a heterogeneous way. Nobody speaks in the same voice. We need to recognize that. If an incident happens, there are multiple ways of looking at the incident. But if we look at AI as the exclusive tool of mass media, we tend to develop a homogenized way of looking at a particular incident. That we should avoid. So the need is, yes, we embrace AI, but not in an unrestricted way. We need to combine tradition and modernity, so that traditional modernity becomes a paradigm of the relationship between AI and mass media. If I have said something which is logical, accept it. If you think that I have said all nonsense, which is perhaps true, throw my ideas out of the room. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Honourable Vice Chancellor sir is not just the Vice Chancellor of Adamas University. Previously, sir has also been the Vice Chancellor of Jadavpur University and thereby Calcutta University. When I was a UG student, sir was the Vice Chancellor of Calcutta University. So, to us, he's like our own Vice Chancellor, sir, not just like the Vice Chancellor, sir, in our profession. Like, I still feel as a student, and I'm quite sure all my colleagues feel the same when we listen to sir. I don't know if you could understand what sir has said. Maybe some of you are too young to understand that, but believe you me, by the time you are at our age, you will understand how important these words that sir has spoken about. Especially, sir has talked about the issues with prompting. How a wrong prompt can give you a series of wrong information, and since AI is based on algorithm, it will keep on going forward. So everyone will get the same similar form of wrong information because of one wrong prompt given by you or me. Similarly, sir has also talked about ethics and legal issues, challenges of homogeneity, and how heterogeneity cannot be established if AI is used in a wrong way, or sir has said a term which is unrestrictive way, and thereby sir told us that there should be counterfactual tools which should be launched to check the information that we receive from AI. Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words.